evening, everyone. I'm just going to show you some gentle stretching tonight. You can do this at any time of the day. It's great for just keeping some stretching going through the body, a little bit of movement, nothing super dynamic. These are static stretches, so they are just kind of seated and they're in place. We'll do some dynamic stretching later. Not in this video, but at a later time where we actually get active and get our heart pumping. So for now, just want to start in a seated position. If you have a yoga mat, that's great. If not, you can just sit right on the carpet. You don't need any kind of special equipment to do this. I do recommend having some things available, like the other video when we had our blanket bolster that we made. You roll it all up, or a towel. If you have yoga blocks, this is what they look like. If you don't have a yoga block, you could use a big thick book. It's just for some support in certain poses and stretches that we do. So this isn't necessarily yoga, this is just stretching. You would do this in sports or just getting prepared for probably any of your physical active hobbies that you do. I know some of you do like boxing and karate and those kinds of things, so this is also really good for that as well. Alright, so just coming to a cross-legged position, rooting down with some little bones underneath your rear. Those are your sit bones, and you just want to sit down right on those and reach up through the top of your head, your crown of your head, towards the ceiling. Just settling in, taking a few deep breaths here. You can have your eyes closed or open. As you do your deep breathing, thinking back to the other video that we did, your three-part breathing. So envisioning the torso as three sections. The lowest part of your belly, your midsection where your diaphragm, your belly button is, and then the upper part where your heart, your underneath your collarbones, and then your neck and throat. So inhaling, inflating, lifting, 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 and exhale, sinking it back down, pulling it in. Very nice. So once you feel a little bit more grounded, just want to come back to center, and then you're going to bring the legs out. It's going to take a little bit of a wide leg stance here, so it's totally up to you how far apart you bring the feet. Again, make sure you're right on top of those sit bones, rooting down, and then lift the arms up nice and high, and then hinge at your hips and fold forward. So make sure we're not curling over, hugging the shoulders in. The shoulders are still opening, your heart is able to draw through. So you may not come down very close to the ground, and that's okay. That's not really the goal of this. We just want to start feeling a nice stretch on the back of our legs here, our hamstrings. You'll probably feel a stretch on your back as well. Now, keep pulling that heart forward, and deeper stretch on those legs. And don't be afraid to have a little bend in those knees. They can come up off the ground a bit. They don't have to be suction cupped to the ground at all. And then walk your body back up. Just going to slide one foot in. So it's making kind of a little triangle shape here. The other leg is sticking straight out. You're going to turn your belly button towards that outstretched leg and reach the arms up high. Take a big inhale. You're going to feel those ribs pull up and away from the hips, getting some nice extension, and then exhale, fold the body over. So same idea as we just did. We don't want to be hunching and curling. Really lift and extend out. Really pumping the belly, filling it up. And exhale, pulling it in nice and tight. And walk the body back up. I'm going to switch sides. One leg is bent, other leg is long. Reaching up, inhaling, and exhale, folding over. Deep breathing here. and walk the body back up to center. Nice. Just gonna bring both legs out in front. You guys are gonna get very tired of seeing my socks. Then inhale, arms lift up, and exhale, fold the body over. Same idea, keep that heart pulling forward. And then walk the hands back, roll the body up. We're going to bring the feet a little bit wide so the knees are bent facing up towards the ceiling, and then come up onto your heels and just rock your knees side to side. You want to really let the hips rotate here. So this hip's rotating in, this hip's rotating out. And then as you switch, this hip's rotating out, this hip's rotating in. So we're just kind of rocking the hips back and forth. We're smoothing it out. Getting our low back nice and in alignment here. And then we'll come back to center. We're going to slide your soles of your feet together and let your knees come out. So we're coming into our butterfly pose or bound angle pose. So our feet are bound together and our legs are creating angles where it gets the name. So as a butterfly, you can have the knees pump up and down like wings. Or if you'd like, you can have it be a more static pose, so not dynamic, just nice and still. Again, trying to keep a nice long spine, so not folded over yet, so lift up through the heart. We'll take one more deep breath here, and then as you exhale, you're going to lean forward, folding at your hips. If you have a block, you can bring that in front of you. Bring the body forward. So we've got a nice rounding in the spine here. Could also use a blanket that can go on top. If you're very flexible, maybe you can get your head all the way down to that blanket. And bringing yourself back up. Now we're doing these fairly quick. You can do this whole series on your own and hold it even longer if you'd like. So I'm going to remove that prop, come back up. I'm going to bring those feet wide again and just rock it out. Now I'm going to let both of those knees fall over to one side. So my legs are in a little bit of a staggered pose. And then I'm going to twist into that stretch. So sweep my arms up and go all the way around, get a nice little twist in my spine. So I'm just looking forward so I can speak to you, but you want to keep your gaze looking over that shoulder. And then we'll come back to center, lift up those knees, twist them the other way. Nice and tall, sit up, reach up, inhale, and then twist. And then come all the way back to center. Beautiful. Bring those legs out. Give those knees a little tap. You can keep the legs out or bring them cross-legged if that's comfortable. We've been in cross-legged for a while, so you may want to change it up a little bit. We're just going to get some stretching in the side body and we'll be done for tonight. So you're going to reach those arms up high. Again, extending, feel the ribs lift up away from your hips. And then reach over to one side. I like to plant my hand on the ground. You can put it on your blocker or your bolster and reach up and over. So you're creating a nice little half moon, a crescent moon with the body. Feeling the ribs expand all through your side body. Maybe you have any little kinks in your neck and you just want to work them out. Always breathing, nice deep full breath. And then come back up to center. Both sides reach up, lift up high as you inhale. Exhale, come to the opposite side. Reach up and over. And notice my hips here. My knees stay nice and level. That means my hips are staying nice and level. We don't want to be falling over like this, or we don't get the stretch. So we're going to pull that hip down, pull that side body down, and then reach up and over. Again, you can nod out your neck here if you'd like. Always nice and gentle with your neck. Lots of important nerves in there. Deep breathing, opening up the intercostal muscles, those little spaces, little muscles in between the ribs. Big inhale, lift up, both sides rise up, and exhale, hands come down. So I shake it out a little bit, I get into the shoulders. It's a little bit cold out still, so a lot of times when we're cold, we go like this. If we're just eating food, having some snacks, sitting on the couch watching TV, we're kind of hunched over, doing these kind of things. So always want to work into those shoulders. Get both directions, work it out, go both ways, and then just settling back in. I'm just going to take one more direction of our spine. We're going to do some twists, and that will be it. So you're going to reach up, big inhale, and exhale, twisting to one side. Nice long spine, crown is reaching up, heart's reaching up. Belly is moving, heart's lifting. Inhale as you come through center, and then exhale to the opposite side. Again, notice the hips, they're still nice and level here. I'm not lifting it up. I'm not coming up off of my rear end. Inhale, lift to center. Exhale, hands come down. The one last thing that we didn't do is we didn't get any little bit of front or back bends in our body. So just going to bring the hands behind us a little bit. I'm going to have the fingertips facing me. You might be able to see it. Yeah, there we go. Hands come down. And then as the palms press down, draw the low belly in to protect your spine and lift up your heart a little bit. Keep your chin tucked slightly, so nice and strong. And then press forward. Nice big inhale as you come back to center. And exhale. Beautiful. Take one more at seated. Inhale. Fill up the whole body. And exhale. Let it go. Nice job. So like I said, simple, easy breathing and stretching. You can do this at any time of the day. And this can be checked off on your activity tracker under your mind activities or your physical activity because it's both. And I will see you all again soon. Thanks. Good night.